as a friend, as a person, as a promoter, as everything. I mean, you always, because I don't know. Sometimes I think that that's not him. It's like, why? What's going on? Like, why are we beefing? Why are we? It's like I don't understand. Maybe it's the nerves.
Golden Boy didn't abandon Ryan. When you win, you don't have too much to talk about, right? When you lose, you normally have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Golden Boy is always, and I've been 20-something years, never.
The connection between Ryan Garcia and his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, has always been challenging. While they've maintained a solid working relationship for years, it seems that bond is now unraveling. Recently, Garcia revealed his plans to leave Golden Boy Promotions and start his own promotional company. This announcement isn't entirely surprising, as many have observed the growing tension between the two. In fact, this move closely mirrors what happened with Tank when he decided to take control of his own career and part ways with his promoter.
I want you to fight. I want you to be a legend. Do you think I wanted him to fight Tank Davis with a rehydration clause? Hell no. I'm looking out.
In a recent interaction between Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan expressed that he felt De La Hoya wasn't there for him during some of the most difficult periods of his life, particularly when he was dealing with mental health challenges and personal struggles. Instead of offering the kind of private support many expected, De La Hoya chose to go public, criticizing Garcia in the media and describing his behavior as disturbing. For Garcia, who has been open and honest about his struggles, that public criticism was especially hard to accept. He questioned why, if De La Hoya truly cared about him as he claimed, he didn't provide support behind the scenes instead of turning to the press with harsh words. That moment felt like a deep betrayal to Garcia, and it's clear that it left a lasting impression on him.
Are you guys going to get back on the same page together?
I'm always open to peace.
Yeah, I love that.
Business is business, but friendship, peace, I'm always there for it. You know me, not the type of guy to hold grudges.
Well, that's why fans love you. You're always super classy, right?
Of course.
Thanks for your time.
As Garcia gets ready for his upcoming fight with Rolly Romero in May, the situation has taken an unexpected turn. Suddenly, De La Hoya is fully supporting Garcia in public, expressing pride in him and standing behind him as his promoter. But Garcia isn't convinced. To him, this sudden show of support feels more like a strategic business decision than genuine care. He believes De La Hoya recognizes the buzz and revenue potential surrounding the fight and is now stepping back into the spotlight to benefit from it. With this being a major pay-per-view event, Garcia can't shake the feeling that De La Hoya's interest is driven more by profit than by loyalty or belief in him. Golden Boy Promotions stands to earn a significant amount from the event, and that, in Garcia's eyes, seems to be the real motivation.
If they land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get.
Garcia feels that if De La Hoya truly cared about him as a person, he wouldn't have been so harsh in his public criticism, especially during times when Garcia was already going through personal challenges. One of the clearest examples of this was when De La Hoya went live on social media and said Garcia shouldn't fight Ampo, a lesser-known opponent. De La Hoya expressed concern about Garcia's readiness and claimed the matchup wasn't a smart choice. For Garcia, that moment only added more tension to their already strained relationship. He viewed it as yet another public shot at his career. If De La Hoya genuinely supported him, Garcia believes, he would have handled that conversation privately instead of making it a public spectacle.
We're cool as heck. We text all the time. Shout out Oscar. He's cool.
I don't know where he's at because they don't let me talk to him.
What do you mean they don't let you talk to him?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of.
His manager?
Probably.
Okay.
Like,
You cannot pick up the phone and talk to him.
I can because I have his number, but he never answers.
Now, with the fight against Rolly Romero just around the corner, Garcia finds himself questioning De La Hoya's sudden wave of support. To him, it seems like a calculated effort to keep Golden Boy Promotions involved, especially with the fight shaping up to be a major financial success. Garcia feels that De La Hoya's actions have consistently been driven more by business interests than by any genuine concern for him, either as a fighter or as a person.
Supported him more. He felt like Oscar wasn't there for him. And, that sort of began a feud again publicly between him and Oscar De La Hoya. It then had Oscar, tweeting out, that Ryan is crying, is still complaining that he should be pointing the finger at his advisor who advised him to go take the rehydration clause.
Then came the moment when De La Hoya took to Twitter, accusing Ryan of crying and continuing to complain, saying that instead, Ryan should be blaming his own advisor for pushing him to accept the rehydration clause again. Despite the backlash, De La Hoya stands by his actions. He claims he's always been honest and that his lack of support came when Garcia was making poor decisions, like publicly insulting others or going against agreements, such as the situation with the AMPO exhibition fight. From De La Hoya's point of view, he was simply being straightforward, calling things as he saw them. He didn't believe in offering blind support if he felt Garcia was making a misstep. But for Garcia, that reasoning doesn't hold water. If De La Hoya genuinely cared, he wouldn't have gone so far as to criticize him in public. Instead, Garcia believes he should have offered guidance during those tough moments, rather than throwing him under the bus just to protect his own reputation.
I'm not sure if you saw the press conference for the upcoming exhibition fight of Ryan Garcia versus Rukiya Anpo. It took place in LA on Tuesday, and I was not there because Ryan's team thought they could negotiate this entire deal behind my back. Huh? Everyone is aware I have the global rights to Ryan Garcia.
The origin of this conflict can be traced back to the aftermath of Garcia's first professional loss to Tank Davis in 2023. At the time, Garcia was considered one of boxing's most promising young talents, and the defeat marked a significant setback in his career. But what hurt even more than the loss itself was the absence of support he felt from De La Hoya and the Golden Boy promotions team. According to Garcia, once the fight was over and the dust had settled, no one from Golden Boy stood by him, most notably during the post-fight press conference, where he was left to face the media alone. That moment for Garcia was a turning point.
I haven't spoken to him or whatsoever, but I don't know exactly what's happening with him and his team. He has an advisor and he has other people talking and whispering in his ear. So I'm here. I'm his promoter, and whenever he wants to talk and with his people, I'm here. We can sit down and figure it out. But
the feeling of abandonment was a tough blow for Garcia, and in the heat of the moment, he lashed out. He even threatened to fire De La Hoya, accusing the promoter of failing to be there when it truly mattered. In response, De La Hoya didn't just brush off Garcia's complaints. He took legal action. The Golden Boy promoter filed a countersuit, demanding that Garcia uphold his contractual commitments and stop threatening to leave. The situation quickly became messy, with both sides airing their grievances in the media. As always, De La Hoya was vocal about his issues with his star fighter, while Garcia grew increasingly frustrated with the lack of support and respect he felt from his promoter.
The beef that's going around with Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya is just, they need a reality show. Discuss all your issues behind doors, man. But nonetheless, it's fun to watch Ryan Garcia. He's calling out Bernard Hopkins. He's calling out Oscar.
Despite everything that happened, the situation didn't escalate to the point of an irreversible breakup, at least not yet. Recently, Garcia mentioned that his relationship with De La Hoya has improved. In a conversation with Patrick Bet-David on his podcast, Garcia was asked about the current state of his relationship with the legendary promoter. He surprised many by stating that things were much better between them. This statement was particularly unexpected, given their history of public disputes and tension. Garcia explained, I don't do this. Let's figure it out. That's all it took. I don't do whatever this chaos is. We're going to come together. We're going to figure this out. I said, I love you. I said, regardless of all the media stuff or legal things, I love you. Let's figure it out. Garcia revealed.
He's good when he does it. He's good, but it doesn't get to me.
It doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't.
Even when he.
It is.
Way better.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? What changed?
I said, I don't do this. I don't do this. Let's figure it out. That's all it took. I don't do this. Whatever this chaos is. And
This willingness to work things out marks a shift in tone from the anger and hurt feelings that previously defined their relationship. However, it's important to remember that just because Garcia claims things are better now, it doesn't necessarily mean all the underlying issues have been resolved. In fact, this apparent reconciliation follows a series of events that highlight just how fragile their relationship still is.
Recently, he used to be on your squad. Ryan Garcia has issues with Oscar and Golden Boy. Did you see that coming? Like, did you know that eventually that he
said,
would,
yeah.
And I told him, you can ask him.
Yeah.
I told him, but at the end of the day, it's his decision, right?
Right.
It's his decision, but as my experience, I told him, hey, take it easy.
Take, for example, the situation that unfolded after Garcia's name was linked to a potential fight against Toza Ramirez. De La Hoya seemed to confirm that Garcia was set to face Ramirez, but Garcia quickly shut down the idea. He took to social media to make it clear that he had no intention of fighting Ramirez. The fact that Garcia wasn't even aware of the plans being made on his behalf by De La Hoya only added fuel to the fire. In a pointed tweet, Garcia wrote, "Ryan Garcia versus Oscar De La Hoya," implying that his issues with the promoter had escalated beyond mere disagreements.
Ryan don't even like that dude. He's never told me that personally, but I just happen to know. He don't even like him. But at the end of the day, and it is what it is. You know, Ryan Garcia from that side, he's the one made the fight.
This wasn't the first time Garcia had openly questioned his relationship with De La Hoya, and it likely won't be the last. Garcia's frustration has been building for months, and this incident only made it clear that their partnership is far from smooth. Yet, despite the ongoing public disputes, Garcia has hinted that there's still a possibility of working together in the future. When Bet David asked him if he could see himself working with De La Hoya in the next 5 years, Garcia's response was cautious and even a bit humorous. "What do they say in court? I plead the fifth." Something like that, Garcia said, laughing off the question. However, his refusal to answer directly speaks volumes. He's clearly uncertain about the future of his relationship with Golden Boy, and given how things have unfolded in recent months, it's hard to blame him.
Situations in a different way. Rather Tank was to win or he was to be on the other side and take a loss, I would have stood right there behind him, 100%. And it's no different from you guys seeing a lot of times Tank vent out on social media, but I'm right there. He's young. Mm-hmm. So if I'm with you through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I've always spoke about.
Despite all the tension, one thing is clear. Garcia and De La Hoya's relationship is more than just a business arrangement, it's personal. The public nature of their disputes suggests that both of them are deeply invested in the situation, and neither is willing to back down easily. While De La Hoya has been outspoken about his frustrations with Garcia in the past, it seems he also recognizes that Garcia is a valuable asset to Golden Boy. If Garcia were to leave, it would be a huge blow to the company, which is why De La Hoya has made efforts to mend the relationship, even if Garcia views those efforts as little more than a business tactic.
Like, hey, watch your back. It's gonna happen tonight. Right? And right away I just panicked, like, oh shit, like I just got threatened. So I told Hopkins, you go take care of, so he went to Ryan's locker room, and then all my executives were at Ryan's locker room afterwards, and they were even on stage with him after the fight. But the fact that I wasn't, now I'm the bad guy, I was just trying to get out of there, because when you get something like that in your ear.
For Garcia, the situation is even more complex. On one hand, he acknowledges the role De La Hoya has played in shaping his career, but on the other hand, he can't shake the feeling of betrayal. So, with the fight against Rolly Romero just days away, the tension between Garcia and De La Hoya remains very much alive.
Ryan Garcia, I have your back. Bernard has your back. We're with you 1,000%, and you will be back stronger than ever. better than ever. Guaranteed. Thank you.
While Garcia has said that things are better between them, the reality is that their relationship remains fragile. The tension is palpable, and it's impossible to ignore the underlying issues that continue to simmer beneath the surface. Both Garcia and De La Hoya have a lot to gain from this fight, but it's clear that their partnership, if you can even call it that anymore, is far from stable.
Act all buddy-buddy with him, Gervonta. You don't care about your fighters. Really tired of the fake act. Not the cat, be real for once, man. I can respect you more if you just told me the truth, that you're in it for the cash, no love lost. So I kind of see that angle, like,
Yeah.
I mean, but he should know, like,
I can
Oscar's a
see
promoter.
it. I can see it, but if Ryan Garcia was like 35 years old, then I'll be like, all right, I respect it.
Yeah.
He's a kid, man.
Despite the growing tension between Ryan Garcia and his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, Garcia remains fully focused on his upcoming fight with Rolando Rally Romero. The weight of his personal and professional struggles hasn't diverted his attention. He's keeping his eyes locked on what matters most, winning this fight. With everything on the line, Garcia knows that the fight against Romero could be a turning point for his career, especially after his loss to Gervonta Davis and the turmoil surrounding his relationship with De La Hoya. Garcia's focus is razor sharp as he prepares for a dangerous opponent who has the power to end the fight in an instant. Romero is known for his explosive punching ability, and Garcia is fully aware of the risk he poses. Even Tank Davis said, "This dude has rocks in his hands," Garcia recalled, referencing Davis's assessment of Romero's knockout power. For Garcia, the threat is very real. "I feel like this dude is explosive. If I get caught with one shot, it could be the end of the night," he acknowledged.
Roy, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. Does this concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight. You're just going to be a bump in the road.
He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well.
How easy is it going to be? How long will Rolly last with you in the ring?
2 seconds.
Romero may not be the most skilled fighter in the division, but his raw power makes him a dangerous adversary. Garcia knows that if he allows Romero to land a clean shot, it could be disastrous. Tank says Raleigh hits harder than you. Garcia's trainer Joe Goosen pointed out. "Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying," Garcia responded, acknowledging the power of his opponent. Garcia's awareness of Romero's punching ability is clear, and it's evident he's not underestimating him. In fact, Garcia has pointed out that while Romero might lack the finesse of fighters like Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, he presents a greater threat because of his ability to end the fight with just one punch. With the first 6 rounds expected to be crucial, Garcia needs to be patient and avoid the wild shots Romero will undoubtedly throw. If Garcia can weather the early storm and land his own powerful left hook to hurt Romero, he'll have a chance to finish the fight before it drags on too long. However, if Romero manages to stay in the fight past the 6th round, Garcia knows he'll be in for a tough battle. Despite the external distractions, Ryan Garcia's determination and focus on this fight show just how committed he is to silencing his critics and proving himself in the ring.
Quick question, how's everybody doing? Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope that everybody's doing good.
Yeah, everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
Raleigh Romero is stepping into the spotlight with his chin up and chest out, exuding confidence with no fear or doubt. Say what you want about his style or his record, but when it comes to self-belief, Raleigh's never been short on it. Ahead of a potential fight with Ryan Garcia, that confidence is louder than ever. Raleigh isn't pretending. He genuinely believes he can beat Ryan. In interviews and on social media, he's made it clear that he doesn't see Garcia as a serious threat. "Ryan is all flash and no grit," he said, brushing off the hype surrounding Garcia like dust on his gloves. Romero has mocked Garcia's defense, questioned his heart, and called out what he perceives as weakness behind that camera-ready smile.
Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight, you know. Me and Ryan sparred way back when, you know. We sparred twice, and there's always it's gonna be. I mean, that fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one of those mega fights that me and Ryan. That's a fight I'm definitely interested in.
What makes Relly's confidence stand out isn't just the talk. It's how natural it feels. He's not overthinking or second-guessing himself. Whether he's sparring in the gym or doing interviews, he carries himself like someone who's already won. Even after his loss to Isaac Cruz, he didn't flinch. He owned it, moved on, and immediately started talking about what's next. That bounce-back energy is real, and it's fueling his belief that Ryan won't last in the ring with him. Rally also knows how to play the mental game. He says what he wants, when he wants, and doesn't hold back. He's been trolling Ryan for months, cracking jokes, making memes, and throwing subtle jabs at everything from Garcia's mental health breaks to his boxing style. It's not just trash talk. Rally knows it gets in heads. He's not just trying to win in the ring. He's trying to shake Ryan's confidence before the first bell.
He just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight, that you're just going to be a...
But there's more to it than just words. Rally trains like someone who's out to prove a point, focused, sharp, and confident in his power. He's proud of his awkward, unorthodox style, and believes that Garcia won't be able to handle his pressure. Rally thinks that once they start trading punches, Ryan's footwork and speed won't be enough to save him from what's coming. He sees himself as the stronger fighter, both mentally and physically, and that belief is real. It's not fake, nor is it built on what fans say or what critics write. It's built on how Rally sees himself. In his mind, he's not the underdog, he's the problem. He's the one Ryan should be worried about.
You know, don't try too much. You know, Rolly's going to give you everything you want. So kind of just going to let the fight come to me, and then I'm going to take over. You know, I'm a better fighter all around. So I feel like...
Rally Romero sees an opening with the public tension between Ryan Garcia and De La Hoya. He's not just confident in beating Ryan. He's banking on the chaos surrounding him. The cracks between the fighter and his promoter are visible, and Rally is the type to take full advantage. If Ryan steps into the ring still distracted by everything happening outside, unsure about who's truly calling the shots in his corner, Rally won't hesitate. He'll treat that doubt like blood in the water. To him, a divided Ryan is already halfway beaten.